Welcome to FOH this afternoon, Kenny. We're doing the...
Next one.
He's got no idea.
Larranaga.
Say again?
Larranaga.
Larranaga.
That's what I said.
Say again?
Larranaga. Seriously, you can't speak Spanish unless you've got a cold.
For Larranaga Picadores.
Okay.
And it's their version of a Robusto, Hermoso, in a Porto Larranaga. And this is regular production. Okay. And it's only been released a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen too many in Australia yet. I've had a fair few of these. And
shocker. To
me, they're green. I don't know if that's the experience you guys have had with them, but to me, they're a little bit green. And I've yet to have one that's rocked my boat. So I wouldn't mind getting your opinion on them. This box here has been, well, it's been dry boxed in the right conditions for about a month. But I found them to be immensely wet when they came out, which is not a no. It's a well-priced cigar. It's not an expensive cigar, and so I want it to be exceptional.
In Australia, you only need to sell one child,
which leaves you out. But yeah, it's well-priced. I want it to be a really good cigar. As I said before, I just haven't had too many great ones. In fact, I've had none. I've had cigars which are dirty. I've had cigars which are green. I've had cigars which...
Well, I'm feeling really special that you brought these along.
Don't be difficult with me, right? I'm giving an honest opinion of what I've had. I'm hoping this will be sensational. Now that I've rested it for a period of time, I'm hoping it will be...
I noticed you're giving that honest opinion just after you've got back from Cuba.
They love our website in Cuba, FOH. They, that went well. I'll be back to you shortly. Initial thoughts. Actually, initial thoughts.
Oh, well, so far in the first...
Does it taste green? Does it taste...
Not so much so far. No.
Good.
No.
Well, hopefully they timed down. Maybe that was a solution for it. We'll be back at the end of the first third. We'll find out. However, I must say, the construction looks great.
Yep,
feels great. The wrap is excellent.
Yep.
There's really nothing wrong with these at all when you look at them. The aroma are cold.
Well, this is not cold anymore, but...
Just a little bit of that hay side, which is PL, Porto Larranaga. We'll see. Back to the shop. Back for the first third of the...
PL Picador.
Close enough. We'll give them that, won't we? Really? I may be in a tad harsh by initial assessment.
Of the cigar or my Spanish?
No, you're Spanish. Yours is woeful. But no, don't start. Don't start. First third assessment.
So far, it's been thoroughly pleasant. It's pretty subtle. It's well under medium bodied for me, but it's very young. It's a bit closed, but you are getting just hints of that sort of almost sweet fudge character, just a touch of it. Not much, but just there.
That Porto Larranaga sweetness, you can just touch.
Yeah, just a touch.
Just touch it.
So you have to think these are...
It's closed. I mean, there's not a great deal of flavour development. There's not a great deal of flavour in these. When I say not a great deal of flavour, it's not a great deal of flavour you can actually put your finger on. I was just talking to Kenny about it before, that to me this is a cigar that needs 5 years now. Yeah, I can't see any other way. For it's not a bad cigar. This is the best I've had, by the way. And this is from the same box that I've had previously. It's the best you've had too. First one, you dick. Sorry. But it's certainly drying them out has made a huge difference, because I don't get the bitterness or the harshness or the greenness coming through this one here. But if you're looking for a cigar to smoke now,
it's perfectly pleasant, but
there are better options. Yeah, there are better options.
But you'd be happy if you had a box of these for 5 years' time?
Well, that's it. I mean, they don't cost a great deal. You can put away for 5 years and you'll be happy. I mean, I think what you will end up seeing is that tremendous amount of that honey and the caramel specifically coming through, because I think that's where they're geared. It reminds me very much of the first tasting of the Picadores Superiores, the regional release. I don't think you had one of
No,
those.
I don't think so.
Which were just closed upon receipt. But now just blossomed, and I think this has got a lot of the same synergies in the cigar. Anyway, we'll see in this. I don't hold a great deal of hope for any sort of evolution in the second third. What I'd be hoping for is maybe an increase in body, or maybe something different that shows a blend subtlety. But we'll find out. Any other input, Kenny?
I think I've contributed about as much on these as I have at the moment. Perfectly pleasant. That's about it.
Back shortly.
We've
skipped to the last third of the Port Larranaga Picadores, because the second third really wasn't much of a change, was it? To the first third.
The only thing that's changed now is it's starting to get a bit hot and.
Bit hot and tarry.
Yeah,
it's maybe a little bit due to the humidity. I'm not sure. Let's give it there, but.
Well, you'd expect that. I mean,
Talk us through it.
First two thirds were very pleasant. Little tiny bit of that sweetness. Last third's been much less exciting. Okay cigar for now, which I would assume would be a lot better in a couple of years.
In a couple of years, isn't that the question we'd love to know? How long? I'd still stick to 5. I think, as I said before, Port Larranaga is really, there are some exceptions to that rule. If you enjoy Port Larranaga Petit Coronas young, you enjoy mongrel. You're not going to get any mongrel out of these. This is not one to smoke fresh. I don't think so. There are better options out there. I mean, crikey, a Connie one or even a D4 fresh today is to me a much better, much better bet than one of these. I'd struggle to rate it much more than as they are today as an 87.
I was thinking 88.
87, 88. So we're pretty much on the same length of wavelength. But it is one that I will put away a box. But it's not one that I'm even going to look at 2018, 19, which seems such a long way away, doesn't it?
Tune in 5 years when we'll both be a hell of a lot fatter and greyer and...
You couldn't get any fatter or greyer, could you?
You ever thought of breaking up the band, letting the mouth go solo?
Until next week.
Happy Festivus.
What's a Festivus?
Did you ever watch Seinfeld?
Why, I must have missed that one.
It's one of the Happy Festivus.
Happy Festivus.
Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever they have, and so forth. And for the rest, a happy. It was George's father invented Festivus. Festivus for the rest of us. It's one of the great.
Very good. Very good. What do agnostics do on Christmas Day?
Get presents.
You'd be a great politician, you hypocrite. That's great stuff.
I do remember one day in England when we were trying to organise a Christmas, a whole bunch of mates, and we were arguing about, we had a budget for grog, and we were arguing about, well, if we get rid of 2 bottles of wine, we get another bottle of rum, and one stood up, wasn't me, stood up and gave this impassioned speech to about 150 people in a pub in the Lake District about, it's time we put aside this petty accounting of alcohol and remembered that Christmas is the time that our Lord Jesus died on the cross for us. And his total saw 150 bucks. It's not, that's not, what is it? That's Easter, is it? What's Christmas? Needless to say, not one of our more religious friends.
On that note, Merry Christmas to one and all.
And Happy Festivus.
Cheers.